This is a video on how to eliminate risk for potential customers by using guarantees, from the book $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. This is part 9 of the whole $100 Million Offers series, so if you haven't watched any of the others, then I'll put the latest ones top right, and then come back here for the rest of the information. Quick one before I start, same as the last few videos, this is all raw information, so I'll be looking down and reading it word for word, so I'll give you the full information. And if you're a business owner or do anything to do with marketing, sales, even have an Airbnb, then you should get a pen and paper to jot down the things you feel are important, because as I said, this is raw, practical information. And lastly, if you want to just read the book, then you can get that top of the description. Going to get straight into it. Enhancing the offer. Guarantees. You're going to like the way you look, I guarantee it. Men's Warehouse ad that ran forever. The single greatest objection for any product or service being sold is, drumroll, risk. Risk that it doesn't do what it's supposed to do for them. Therefore, reversing risk is an immediate way to make any offer more attractive. You'll want to spend a disproportionate amount of time figuring out how you want to reverse it. That being said, how much more attractive can a guarantee make an offer? Jason Fladlien, who I referenced earlier, once stated that he had seen the conversion of an offer 2 to 4 times simply by changing the quality of the guarantee. It's that important. From an overarching perspective, there are 4 types of guarantees. 1. Unconditional. 2. Conditional. 3. Anti-guarantee. 4. Implied guarantees. You must always hit your guarantee hard, even if you don't have one. Say it boldly and give the reason why. But won't people take advantage of a crazy guarantee? Sometimes, but not usually. That being said, you must understand the math. If you close 130% as many people, and your refund percentage doubles from 5% to 10%, you've still made 1.23 times the money, or 23% more, and that all goes to the bottom line. Example: 100 sales, 5 refunds, 5% equals 95 net sales. Guarantee offer: 130 sales, 13 refunds, 10% equals 117 net sales. 117 divided by 95 equals 1.23 times, 23% increase. Don't be emotional, just do the math. For a guarantee to be worth it, the increase in sales would have to be 100% offset by people who refunded, so an absolute increase in sales of 5% would need to be offset by an absolute increase in refunds of 5%, but that might be a doubling of refunds, which is unlikely. So, for the most part, the stronger the guarantee, the higher the net increase in total purchases, even if the refund rate increases alongside it. Warning: while guarantees can be effective sellers, people who buy because of guarantees can become very shitty customers. A person who only buys because of a guarantee is a person who may not be willing to put in the work necessary to see success with your product or service. In a world where you want to reverse risk and get customers the best outcome possible, tying your guarantee to the things they need to do to be successful can help all parties. Pro tip: high cost services warning. If you want a tremendous amount of cost associated with your product or service, you will likely want to employ a conditional guarantee or an anti-guarantee, as you will have to eat the cost of the refund and the cost of fulfilling. Types of guarantees. If you don't achieve X in Y time, we will... ... What makes guarantee have power is a conditional statement. If you do not get X results in Y time period, we will Z. To give a guarantee teeth, you have to decide what you'll do if they don't get the result. Without the or what portion of the guarantee, it sounds weak and diluted. No, this is what most marketers do. Bad example: we will get you 20 clients guaranteed. Better example: you will get 20 clients in your first 30 days, or we will give you your money back, plus your advertising dollars spent with us. This is a simple but strong guarantee. Here are the 4 types of guarantees. I'll go over them in theory, then we will apply them. Unconditional guarantees. As I stated earlier, there are unconditional, conditional and anti-guarantees. Unconditional are the strongest guarantees. They're basically a trial where they pay first, then see if they like it. This gets a lot more people to buy, but you will have some people refund, especially as consumer culture continues to shift towards entitlement and zero accountability. 2. Conditional guarantees. Conditional guarantees include terms and conditions to the guarantee. These are the ones you can get very creative on in general. You want these to be better than money back guarantees, because if they are going to make an investment, you want to match their investment psychologically with an equal or higher perceived commitment. These also can have a very powerful effect on getting clients' results. If you know the key actions someone must take in order to be successful, make those part of the conditional guarantee. In a perfect world, 100% of your customers would qualify for a conditional guarantee, but will have achieved their results and therefore will not want to take it. That is an ideal we can all aspire towards. And just FYI, if given the option of getting a refund or getting the outcome they were promised, the vast majority of people will take the outcome. Number 3. Anti-guarantees. Anti-guarantees are when you explicitly state all sales are final. You want to own this position. You must come up with a creative reason why the sales are final. Typically, you'll want to show a massive exposure of vulnerability on your part that a consumer could immediately understand and think, yes, that makes sense. These types of guarantees are especially important with items that are consumable or massively diminish in value once given. Number 4. Implied guarantees. Implied guarantees are any offer that is a performance-based offer. This comes in many different forms: rev share, profit share, triggers, ratchets, monetary bonuses, etc. are all examples. The end-all concept is the same. If I don't perform, I don't get paid. Unique to this particular structure, it also confers the upside of, if I do a great job, I'll be very well compensated. These only work in situations where you have transparency for measuring the outcome and trust or control that you will get compensated when you do perform. Stacking guarantees. An experienced salesman understands that, like bonuses, you can actually stack guarantees. For example, you could give an unconditional 30-day no questions asked guarantee, then on top of that give a conditional triple your money back 90-day guarantee. That would be an example of stacking an unconditional with a conditional guarantee. You can also stack 2 conditional guarantees around different or sequential outcomes. For example, you'll make $10,000 by 60 days, $30,000 by 90 days, as long as you do things 1, 2, and 3. This future paces the prospects into an outcome they now believe is far more likely, since you will be deliberately spelling it out in a conditional guarantee with a timeline for achievement. Doing this shows the prospect you are serious about getting them results and convinced that they will achieve what they want. This shifts the burden of risk back from them onto us, a very powerful strategy. Okay, before I get into this, I've read through the future information and there's so many examples. Instead of just giving one conditional guarantee, it gives an outsized refund guarantee, a service guarantee, a modified service guarantee, a credit-based guarantee, personal service guarantee, a hotel plus airfare perks guarantee, a wage payment guarantee, a release of service guarantee, a delayed second payment guarantee, a first outcome guarantee. So there's many different ones just for one type, so I'm not going to go through every single one. So if you want to see all of them, then again I'll remind you, top of the description you can get the book so you can read it for yourself. So I'm going to skim over some, I'm going to completely skip some, I'm going to read the whole of the ones that are fairly important. So let's go through some different guarantee examples. Guarantee: if you don't achieve X in Y time, we will insert offer. Unconditional, no questions asked, refund guarantee. What the client gets: A, a full refund; B, a 50% refund; C, a refund of their ad spend and any ancillary costs incurred; D, you pay for a competitor's program instead; E, you return their money plus an additional $1,000 or other applicable amount. My take: this is about as simple as it gets. It's also very risky. You put yourself in a situation where if someone does not achieve the results, whether because of your fault or not, you will still be held accountable. Obviously, this is a strong but unoriginal guarantee. You can add conditions, but the more conditions you add, the faster this guarantee loses its teeth. Wording: I heard Jason Fladlian, who I referenced earlier, pitch his unconditional guarantee on a webinar, and I thought it was unbelievable. These are 100% his words and not my own. I take no credit for this, but have included it for completeness. I'm not asking you to decide yes or no today. I'm asking you to make a fully informed decision. That's all. The only way you can make a fully informed decision is on the inside, not the outside. So you get on the inside and see if everything we say on this webinar is true and valuable to you. Then, if it is, that's when you decide to keep it. If it's not for you, no hard feelings. You will then, after signing up at URL, be able to make a fully informed decision that this isn't for you, but you can't make this decision right now. For the same reason you don't buy a house without first looking at the inside of it. And know this, whether it's 29 minutes or 29 days from now, if you ain't happy, I ain't happy. For any reason whatsoever, if you want your money back, you can get it, because I only want to keep your money if you're happy. All you have to do is go to support@ays.com and tell us, give me my money, and you got it. And in short order, our response time to any support request averages 61 minutes over a 24/7 time period. You can only make such a guarantee when you're confident that what you have is the real deal, and I'm fairly confident that when you sign up at URL, you're getting exactly what you need to benefit. Pro tip, name your guarantees something cool. If you're going to give a guarantee, spice it up. Instead of using satisfaction or some other vanilla word, describe it more strongly. Generic example, bad. 30-day money-back satisfaction guarantee. Creative imagery example number 1, good. In 30 days, if you wouldn't jump into shark-infested waters to get our product back, we will return every dollar you paid. Creative imagery example number 2, great. You'll get our famous Club a Baby Seal guarantee after 30 days of using our services. If you wouldn't club a baby seal to stay on as a customer, you don't have to pay a penny. Now, unconditional satisfaction-based refund guarantee, expanded from above. What the client gets. If at any time they're not satisfied with the level of service they're receiving from you, you can request a refund at any time for the program. So this is what the author of the book used, and this is his example. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to hit this goal in 6 weeks, after all, because I can't eat the food for you, but I am guaranteeing that you will get $500 worth of value and service from us to support you. If you don't feel like we gave you that level of service, I'll write you a check the day you tell me we suck. It works perfectly with a best case, worst case close. Best case, you get the body of your dreams and we will give you all your money towards staying with us to hit your long-term goal. Worst case, you tell me I suck, I'll write you a check and you get 6 weeks of free training. Both options are risk-free, but the only thing guaranteed not to help you is walking out of here today. If you're good at what you do, you can use a guarantee like this to push a lot of people over the edge. That line made me a lot of money. I had 2 people take me up on it out of 4,000 sales in 3.5 years. Satisfaction/no questions asked is the highest form of guarantee. It means we could do everything right and you could still ask for your money back. As long as you know the math, you will typically make up for the refunds in spaces with higher and faster closing on the sales side. But you have to be good at fulfilling your promises. If not, steer clear. I believe this offer works much better in lower ticket situations. It becomes very risky as you go into higher ticket services with higher costs of fulfillment. The next one is conditional outsized refund guarantee. What the client gets, double or triple their money back, or a no string attached payment of XXXX dollars, or another amount that's far more than what they paid. My take. This is for when you sell something with high margins, and this is a guarantee to add with a consumption condition. That means they must do a variety of things to qualify for this guarantee. A world-class affiliate marketer, John Fladlian, who did 27 million in a single day, recently used an amazing guarantee for a course he sold. He said, if you buy this course and spend X dollars on advertising your e-commerce store using the methods herein and don't make money, I will buy your store from you for $25,000, no questions asked. He claimed that an additional $3 million in sales came from this crazy guarantee on a $2,997 course. What's more, he only gave 10 of these $25,000 refunds out, so the refund generated $2.75 million in extra sales. That's what a crazy guarantee does for you. In general, a very strong guarantee like this will definitely drive more sales. This really serves the purpose when you need a lot of stuff to be done by your prospects, and assuming those things are done, there's a low chance of the result not being achieved. Sometimes a guarantee like this can actually get clients better results on top. This guarantee will typically outperform a traditional 30-day money-back guarantee in terms of net conversions, sales minus refunds. The next one is conditional service guarantee. What the client gets. You keep working for them free of charge until X is achieved. My take, this is probably my personal favourite guarantee of all time. It essentially guarantees they will achieve their goal, but it eliminates the element of time. You are never at risk for losing the money. The guarantee is around the outcome. To add further flavour to it, you can make this guarantee conditional on them doing key actions linked with success, setting up a web page, attending calls, showing up to workouts, weighing in, reporting data, etc. Real talk. Since I've been advising businesses to use this particular guarantee, I've yet to have a single person say a client took them up on it. Realistically, if someone actually does everything you ask them to do and doesn't achieve the result by the time you had said, one of two things usually happens. 1. Seeing your client's commitment, you happily keep working with them until they have achieved their desired outcome. 2. It gets dropped. Your client is likely very close to the goal, which means satisfied. Also, it's likely that the sales conversion with the guarantee was months earlier. What may have been important in the sales conversion is a distant memory now, replaced by their affection towards you/your business. I think I'm actually ended up going through nearly all of these, but oh well, a lot of them are important. Conditional. Modified service guarantee. What the client gets. You give them another Y-long period of service or access to your product/service free of charge. Generally, Y should give them at least twice the duration. My take. This is like the service guarantee, but it ties a specific duration to your extended work/involvement. So instead of being on the hook forever, you're only on the hook for an additional Y period of time. I've seen it work magically and keep the business on the hook for a more finite period of time, which may be an easier place for you to start before doing the all-out service guarantee above. So the next one, conditional credit-based guarantee. This is actually a really clever one. What the client gets, you give them back what they paid but in credit towards any service you offer. My take, this is best to use during an upsell process to seal the deal on a service they are unsure they will like. They already like what they have, you are trying to sell them more of that. Worst case, they can apply it to the thing they already like, so it maintains goodwill with the customer. The next one that I'm going to skim over a bit, conditional personal service guarantee. What the client gets, you work with them one-on-one free of charge until they reach X objective of result. So this is one of the strongest because you end up working with them until they get their desired outcome. But then you kind of have to add other conditions in because if they don't do what you tell them, then they're not going to get to their end result as well. So they must respond in 24 hours or they must buy the products you tell them to, kind of thing. Only if they do that, you will keep working one-on-one with them. This becomes even more powerful as you become known or like a big business owner. And then he said, can you imagine one of my salespeople saying, Alex will personally work with you until your offer converts? So that's the guy that wrote the book. So he says this actually can end up being a bit of a nightmare. So he would probably put contingencies like, provided you've already spent $10,000 on your existing offer using our structure, the offer you ran was for lead generation and it was a free offer. These are things that would make it unlikely they would not succeed. If for some reason they hadn't with those stipulations in place, I could probably fix their problem in 10 minutes just looking at it. The next one is conditional hotel plus airfare perks guarantee. What the client gets, if you don't receive value, we will reimburse your product and your hotel plus airfare. My take, this is technically a refund of ancillary costs. From our first example, I just love it a lot for workshops and in-person experiences. Normally the event would cost more than the hotel and airfare, so it's like adding an extra $1,000 to a guarantee, but way more tangible. It's original enough that people like it. Next one, conditional wage payment guarantee. What the client gets, you offer to pay their hourly rate, whatever that may be, if they don't find your call/session with them valuable. My take, this is also an ancillary cost guarantee, just a very original one. If someone ever actually asks for a wage payment, just ask them for their tax return and divide it by 1,960, number of working hours at 40 hours a week for a year. But no one asking for a refund will actually do that, so you will never actually have to give one of these out, ever. Told you a lot, so this is now the last conditional one. Conditional release of service guarantee. What the client gets, you let them out of their contract free of charge. My take, this voids a commitment or cancellation fee. If you have a business that has enforceable commitments, contracts or clauses, this can be a powerful guarantee. Better yet, if you are in a business that does not enforce your contracts, then you have nothing to lose by adding the guarantee. Conditional, actually this is the last one. Conditional delayed second payment guarantee. What the client gets, you won't bill them again until after they make or get their first outcome. Example, lose your first £5, make your first sale, get your website live, etc. My take, I like this a lot, especially if you have a very systemized process for getting the first result. It gets the prospects thinking in fast action terms and gets them moving. It will also focus your team on activating your client. This is a great one when you know what metric or action drives activation, predicting indicator of long-term retention of a client. I've successfully used this guarantee loads of times. Now on to anti-guarantee. All sales are final. What the client gets: access to super exclusive, very valuable service/product. Likely this is a very powerful thing that once seen cannot be unseen, or once used cannot be taken away. Example, a line of code to improve your checkout experience on a website. Once someone received this code, they could try and use it without paying you, or a series of opening messages for picking up girls, or opening sentences for messaging cold prospects. Things that are very valuable, but incredibly easy to steal after they've been seen/understood. My take: this can enhance the persuasiveness of the sale and the value of the product or service. It essentially implies that the client is going to use it and see an immense benefit, thereby exposing the business to vulnerability. It acts as a damaging admission. We have an all sales are final policy, but that is because our product is so exclusive and so powerful that once used it cannot be unused. Since it is so standard to have some sort of guarantee, not having one is attention worthy. So instead of being wishy-washy, lean into the fact this thing works so well and is so easy to copy, you must make all sales final. They'll believe you even more if you take this position. We are going to show you our proprietary process that we are using right now to generate leads in our business, our funnels, ads and metrics. We're going to be exposing the inner workings of our business. As a result, all sales are final. No, a strong reason why is needed here. Just make one up that sounds compelling. The more you can show real exposure, the more effective this will be. Anti-guarantee. An anti-guarantee can also work very well with high-ticket products and services that require a lot of work or customization. If you're the type of customer who needs a guarantee before taking a jump, then you are not the type of person we want to work with. We want motivated self-starters who can follow instructions and are not looking for a way out before they even begin. If you are not serious, don't buy it. But if you are, boy are you going to make a killing. From these examples, you should get the idea. Implied guarantees, performance models, rev shares, and profit sharing. Performance. A. Only pay me XXX dollars per sale / XXX dollars per show. B. XX dollars per pound lost. Rev share. A. 10% of top line revenue. B. 20% profit shares. C. 25% of revenue growth from baseline. Profit share. A. X% of profit. B. X% of gross profit. Ratchets. 10% if over X, 20% if over Y, 30% if over Z. Bonuses/triggers. I get X when Y occurs. What the client gets. If you do not perform, they do not have to pay. If you perform, your competitor has been determined based on an agreement decided upon before you begin working. My take. Performance rev share and profit shares aren't guarantees per se, but for all intents and purposes they are. There is an implied guarantee whenever you enter into a rev share or performance partnership. If you don't make money, you don't have to pay me. In my opinion, this is one of, if not, the most desirable setup. First, because it makes you accountable for your clients' results. Second, it weeds out low performers. Perfect alignment between clients and service provider. Fosters collaboration and a long-term relationship. I'm a big fan. The drawbacks are tracking and collection. So if you can find a way around that, you've hit a goldmine. This is a part of the offer we teach our agencies who use our software. We help them switch from a retainer model to a performance model and wrap that into the Grand Slam offer I walked through earlier. I've seen countless agencies go from $20,000 a month to $200,000 plus a month in a matter of a few months. You can also pair a rev share or performance setup with a minimum. It would be like saying we get the greater of $1,000 or 10% of revenue generated. So if the client doesn't generate money because of whatever reason, this at least covers your costs of services, etc. Or saying we get $1,000 a month for the first 3 months, then after that it switches to 100% performance. This would be ideal for a setup that takes a lot of time to get going. These types of offers work well when you have quantifiable outcomes The stronger, of course, is no guaranteed payment without performance. Create your own winning guarantee. Reversing risk is the number one way to increase the conversion of an offer. Experienced marketers spend as much time creating their guarantee as the deliverables themselves. It's that important. I have personally used all the guarantees listed above except for the hotel and phone call one, which I just saw and liked. But you can come up with your own. The key is to identify a client's biggest fears, pains, perceived obstacles. What do they not want to have happen if they pay you? What are they most afraid of? Reverse their fears into a guarantee. Think of the time, emotion, and outside costs associated with any program or service. The more specific and creative the guarantee is, the better. That being said, guarantees and enhancers. They can enhance the magnetism or attraction of any offer, but they cannot make a business. If a guarantee is used to cover up a poor sales team or poor product, it will backfire into lots of refunds, no bueno. My advice, start selling service-based guarantees or setting up performance partnerships. This will make all sales final, so no fear from refunds. Most importantly, it will commit you to customers' results and keep you honest. From there, either keep that guarantee and scale, perfectly fine, or move up the food chain or to less restrictive guarantees to increase volume. We now have a core offer built and guarantees chosen. Next up, now all we have to do is put a bow on this puppy and actually name it. Naming an offer correctly determines how well your advertising converts, how big of a response you get from outbound emails / cold calls / texts, and how many inbound responses you get from organic comments. It matters. That being said, I will show you how to generate unlimited names or wrapping paper for your offer. That way it never fatigues, no matter how small your market may be. This is the key to evergreen lead generation. So subscribe and turn the notification bell on so that you don't miss the next video, because that will be on naming. And that will be the last video of the $100 million offers series. So again, I'll repeat, it's naming. That is the last one. Enhance the offer with naming. So thank you for watching. Again, I'll remind you, if you haven't watched any of the other videos, then you should probably go and watch them, because there's like more information before this that links into this. Otherwise, if the last video is out on naming, then that will be on screen. But if that isn't out yet, then you're obviously interested in becoming wealthy. So you should watch this video on screen now, A Guide to Wealth from the Wisdom of Naval Ravikant. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.